Okay, good morning to everybody. Today we'll discuss an introduction to number systems. Actually, today we'll try to understand what is number and types of numbers and why we use these numbers in our real life. Today we'll discuss it. First of all, how there are different types of numbers, and there is a chart actually for different types of numbers and natural numbers. First of all, natural numbers, the numbers which is used for counting is called natural numbers. Natural numbers is used for counting, and this is the integer. Then another types of number, integer. Integer, actually the whole number is called integer, both negative and positive. And this is the rational number. Rational number means actually what? The number which can be represented as p by q types. Okay, this is rational number, and this is the actually real algebraic, and these all are real number. Remember it. These all are real number, and zero also a real number. And this is the algebraic number, and this is the complex number. Then the a plus ib types number is actually complex number. So there are different types of numbers. First of all, what is natural number? Actually, the number which is used for counting is called natural number. That means the number from we got from nature. Actually, this number we got from nature, and it start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot dot. That means it's never finished. That means this is not bounded. That means it stands to infinity. Okay, so how many natural numbers? Nobody can give answer. So natural number starts from 1 and ends to infinity. That means there are no limited numbers, natural numbers. And if you start to count the natural number, your age will be finished, then earth age will be finished, the timeline of the universe will be finished, but the counting of natural numbers can never be finished. And this is the whole number. Whole number means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. This is the whole number. Okay, non-negative number also. And this is the integer, and it starts from minus infinity to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 dot dot infinity. That means minus infinity to plus infinity, all whole numbers is called including integer, including 0. Remember it. In fraction, you must know a divided by b types number, where a and b are whole numbers, then and b can never be negative, or b can never be 0. That means a divided by b types number is called fraction. 3 by 7, 101 by 7, 99, etc. Now, what is the rational number actually? Rational number means what? P by q types number is called rational number, where p and q are the integers and b can never be equal to 0. We have to remember this. That means, for example, -1 by 3, 2 by 5, etc. are rational number. And what is real number? All the integers, whole number, fraction, rational, irrational, decimal, all numbers which is used in our real life is called real numbers. That means these all numbers are real numbers. Remember this. This is the I, imaginary numbers. I equals to square root over -1. Okay, when we can solve x, can we solve x square plus 1 equal to 0? Never. We will not get a real solution for this. X square plus 1 equals to 0. So if we solve, we get a real an imaginary number. I equals to square root over -1. And these types of number also called imaginary number. Now, complex number. What will be the complex number actually? So complex number, this is the complex number. A plus ib types number is called complex number, where a and b are the real numbers. Remember it. And a is the real part and b is the imaginary part, and these types of number, a plus ib types number, is called what? Real numbers. And I represent the imaginary unit. Remember it. I means what? Imaginary number. Remember it. I is imaginary number. So a plus ib types number is called complex number. We have to remember this. And there are two parts. One is real part A, and other is imaginary part B. Okay. So this types of number is called complex number. Remember it. Every real number can be represented as complex number, but all complex number can never be represented as real number. We have to remember this clue. Now another number. Of course, I will repeat. No problem. Okay, this is the prime number. Prime number means what? No factors other than itself is called. No factors other than itself and one is called prime numbers. This is the prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. is called prime number. That means we can divide by itself and divide by 1 only. This is why it is called prime number. Composite number what? Have more than 2 factors. That means 4. 4 can be represented as 2 into 2. Okay. And 6, 3 into 2. 8, 4 into 2. 9 means 3 multiply 3. This is why it has more than 2 factors. This is why it is called composite numbers. And discrete number, numbers that are countable, it's called discrete number. Numbers which are countable is called discrete number. Continuous number, what will be? Numbers which cannot be counted. It's called continuous number. You have to remember this. Okay, now actually what's the properties of complex number? Properties of complex number. This is the property. Main 4 property. One is closure property, commutative property, associative property, and this is the distributive properties. So this is addition column. The second column is subtraction, and for multiplicative properties and division properties. Okay. So for closure property, this is the closure property. A plus b belongs to what will be? Rational number. This is actually properties of what? Rational numbers. Properties of rational numbers. So closure property will be additional property A plus b belongs to q, and the subtraction will be a minus b also belongs to what? Rational number. And multiplication also a into b for any 2 real numbers, and b into b will be belongs to rational number. And division also a division divided by b also belongs to rational number. For commutative law, if we a plus b equals to b plus a, these types of law is called commutative law for addition. And a minus b is not equal to b minus a, remember it. That means commutative law of subtraction cannot be held in for rational numbers. Now, but for multiplication satisfied across b, a into b equal to b into a. That means commutative law is satisfied for multiplicative law. Now a divided by b does not equal to b divided by a. That means division property for commutative cannot hold in for rational numbers. Similarly, associative law what will be? For addition, a plus b plus c equals to a plus b plus c. But subtraction will be not hold, and multiplication property for associative will be hold for rational numbers, and division also cannot be hold. Now distributive law for additive law of distributive law, what will be? A into b plus c equals to ab plus ac. You must know these types of properties is called distributive law. Okay, distributive law for addition. And distributive law for subtraction also hold. A into b minus c equal to what will be? ab minus ac. Okay, but for multiplication and division, the distributive law is not hold, because we cannot divide it by 0. This is why we are these 2 properties not hold. Remember it. These types of numbers can be arise in any calculation. Types of indeterminate form. That means undefined form. This is called undefined form. These types of number what is called undefined number. Suppose 0 divided by 0, it's not defined, this is undefined. And infinity divided by infinity, also undefined. 0 into infinity, also undefined. And infinity minus infinity also key, also what? Infinity. That means it's also undefined. 1 to the power infinity, also undefined. That means it's not bounded, it's not countable. These types of number, not real number, not imaginary number, but this is undefined. It has no definition. This number has no definition in our real life. So 1 to the power infinity also what? Undefined. Infinity to the power 0 also undefined. 0 to the power 0 also undefined. So remember this, these 7 types of number is called indeterminate forms of a number. Okay, now what is natural number and what is the properties of natural numbers? The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot, which are used for counting are natural numbers. Thus, while 6, 8 is a natural number. 6, 18 is natural number. 0, minus 7, 13.2, 7 by 8 are not natural number because it is not used for counting. This is why. Italian mathematician Peano has given 5 postulates, axioms, that means properties, called Peano postulates as the properties of natural numbers. To speak the language of modern mathematics, we say let there be non-empty set, and such that first postulate 1 is a natural number because 1 belongs to n. N means what? Set of natural numbers. Okay, n equals to what? N equals to second bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot. Okay. So 1 belongs to n. This is why 1 is a natural number. For each small n belongs to capital N, there exists a unique natural number, small n, which will be belongs to capital N, called the successors of n. We can write it as n plus 1 also. That means every natural number can be represented as like this. Suppose n is 2. So 2 plus 1, that means 3 also belongs to n. Suppose n is 4. Okay, 4 plus 1 also belongs to capital N. This is why for n is the called successor. Now 3 properties, number 3 properties, for each n belongs to capital N, we have n star or n plus 1 doesn't belongs to 1 because for each n belongs to n, suppose 1 plus 1 doesn't equals to 1, 2 plus 1 equals to 2 can never be represented like this. This is why we have another n star which is not belongs to natural number. Now for mn belongs to n, m star equals to n star, then it can be written as m equals to n. So actually these 5 postulates given by whom? Peano, Italian mathematician Peano gives this. Now we'll discuss the properties of natural number. Additional property. Okay, the operation of addition on n can be defined as follows. Suppose for any n belongs to n, we are taking any n, suppose 2 or 3 or 5 or 6. Suppose 6 we have taken, 6 plus 1 equals to 7. So this is also natural number. Suppose n plus m star, n plus m star also can be defined as number. For example, 4 plus 5 can be represented as 4 plus 4 plus 1 equals to 9. Thus, basic laws of additional composition are satisfied in case of natural number. Now, these 4 properties we have discussed before: closure law, commutative law, associative law, and cancellation law. Very important properties of natural number. Remember it. First law is for addition, a1 equals to closure law. Addition, first properties of addition. So closure law, for any 2 natural numbers, suppose m and belongs to n, their addition, that means m plus n also belongs to n. This is the closure law. Now commutative law, what will be? Suppose we are adding m to m with n and plus n with m, that means m plus n equals to n plus n. For all mn belongs to n, this will be equal. This is why this law is called commutative law for addition. Now associative law what will be? Suppose we are taking 3 natural numbers m and p. Okay, M and P belongs to N. So if we take M plus N plus P equals to M plus N plus P, then these types of law is called actually associative law for addition. Now cancellation law, if M plus P equals to N plus P, that means P will be cancelled. Okay, so this implies M equals to N for all M and P belongs to natural number, and this types of law is called cancellation law for addition. Remember it. This is the very important properties of natural number. 4 important properties of natural number for addition actually. And now multiplication law on natural number. Suppose for multiplication, same first law of multiplication, closure law, for all mn belongs to n, m into n what will be belongs to n. Okay, suppose mn 100 and this is 101, so multiplication also natural number. Okay, similarly commutative law for multiplication, m into n equals to what will be n into n. Okay, m into n equals to what, n into m, these are equal for all. This is the symbol is for all mn belongs to n, natural number. Now associative law, third property of for multiplication, m into n bracket n into p equals to m into n into p for all m and p belongs to natural number. Now cancellation law, m into p equals to n into p implies m equals to n. That means p is cancelled from both sides for all m and p belongs to n. This is the cancellation law for multiplication. Now existence of identity, very important properties. There exists an element 1 belongs to n. 1 is the natural number, first natural number, or first counting number, such that m into n equals to m. That means if we multiply 1 with any natural number, we get the number itself. Okay, that means m into n equals to m equals to 1 into m for all m belongs to n. The laws of governing the multiplication and addition composition are can be written as like this: left distributive law, this is the right distributive law. So if we add m into this, then this is the left, and if we write n plus p into m, and this is the right distributive law. And these two properties is actually properties of natural number, and this is addition on n, 4 properties, and this is multiplication on n, this is 5 properties. So very important for you, properties of natural numbers. Now the integers are whole numbers, positive, negative, or 0. Okay, that means the set notation for integers, minus infinity dot dot minus 4 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2 3 4 dot dot up to infinity is the set of integers. And this is the integer means every number will be whole number, remember it. Okay, now then numbers minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 dot dot all are negative integers, and numbers plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot dot all are positive integers, remember it. That means all natural numbers are positive integers, remember it, without 0. So similarly it has also properties. You can this left for you, look like natural number. It has also now what is rational number? Q is the actually rational number. We know indicate the properties of rational number, p by q equals to any number, and r by s also another number, where p, q, r, s belongs to integer, remember it, integer, and q does not belongs to 0 and s also does not belongs to 0, because denominator can never be 0 in a fraction under various operations as follows. So this is also closure law, commutative law, associative law, and identity of 0, inverse law, and cancellation law. These 6 properties is for what? Rational numbers. Suppose a closure law, if a and b are rational numbers, then a plus b also 1 and only 1, and it is unique rational numbers. Okay, now commutative law, what will be? A plus b equals to what will be? B plus a. And associative law will be a plus b plus c equals to a plus b plus c. identity 0. That means a plus 0 equals to a and 0 plus a equals to also same number. If we added any 0 to any rational numbers, then it will give the number itself. So inverse will be what? For every rational number a, there is a rational number minus a such that a plus minus a, what will be? 0. That means minus a is called the additive inverse of a. Remember it. This is called additive inverse of a, because we have added a plus minus a equals to 0. This is why it is this minus a is called additive inverse. Now, number 6 properties, cancellation law. If a, b, c are rational numbers such that a plus c equals to b plus c, okay, then c will be cancelled from both sides. This is the actually typing problem, b plus c. So cc will be cancelled, a equal to b. Okay, this is the cancellation law. Similarly, for multiplication, we can use the same properties: closure, commutative, associative, identity, inverse. Okay, so and distributive law also same as natural number. A into b plus c equals to ab plus ac, where a, b, c all are rational numbers. We have to remember this. Now, what will be the irrational number? You must know. The number which cannot be represented as p by q, okay, is called irrational number. Irrational number. Suppose root 2 is an irrational number, and pi also irrational number, root 7 also irrational number, because it cannot be represented as p by q. That means fraction types, okay, rational types. So this is why irrational number. And after point, they can never be finished. Okay, infinite series. This is why it is irrational number. Now you must know, prove that root over 2 is an irrational number. How to prove this? You must know. Suppose root 2 is an suppose root 2 is a rational number. Then if we cannot prove this, then it will be irrational number. Okay. So if possible, root over 2 is a rational number. So that root over t equals to what will be? P by q, where q does not equals to 0, because if something by 0, then it will be undefined. I have shown you 7 types of numbers, 7 types of undeterminate form or undefined numbers. This is why remember this, q can never be 0, because p by q is a rational number, where p, q are an integers. Further, suppose that p and q have no common factors also. Okay, so root over 2 equals to p by q, just squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides, we get 2 equals to p square by q square. Then cross multiplication, p square equal to 2q square. Therefore, p square is an even, so that p is also even. Okay, p square is even, so p is also even. Suppose p equals to twice m, because even number, and p square equals to 4m square. So 4m square equals to 2q square. Okay, then q square equal to what will be? Twice m square, and q square is even. So q is also even. From 1 and 2, we find that p and q are both even. That is, they have no a common factor 2. But we have considered that it has no common factor. That means a and b, p and q have no common factor, which is contradictions to our assumption that p and q have no common factors. Hence, root over 2 is a rational number. That means root over 2 is not irrational number. Now, properties of real number, we summarize below the fundamental properties of real numbers, look like actually natural numbers. Additional operation, closure law, commutative law, associative law, existence of identity, existence of inverse. Okay, suppose a and b, any two real numbers, their sum also real number. Okay, a plus b belongs to real number. For all a, b belongs to real number. Now, commutative law like this, a plus b equals to b plus a. For all a, b belongs to real number. This is the second law for addition. Actually, associative law, what will be? Same as before, a plus b plus c equals to a plus b plus c. For all a, b, c belongs to real number. Now, existence of identity, number 4th law for addition of real numbers. Now, there exists a real number 0 such that 0 is also real number. Remember it. So a plus 0 equals to a, and 0 plus a equals for all a belongs to real number. This relation hold. The real number 0 is known as additive identity, and the property is known as property of 0. Remember it. and this is the existence of identity for addition. Now existence of inverse, for any real number a, there exists another real number b, such that suppose a plus b equals to 0, okay, and b plus a plus b equals to b plus a, okay. The real number b is called additive inverse of a and is usually written as minus b equals to what? Minus a, okay. B equals to what? Minus a. This is why the real number b is called additive inverse of a and is usually written as minus a, because b equals to, from a plus, if a plus b equals to 0, then b equals to what will be? Minus a, okay. And this is called existence of inverse for every real numbers, and this is the fifth properties for addition. Similarly for multiplication, same closure law, a into b belongs to r, or all a b belongs to r. If we take any two real numbers, then their product also will be real numbers. Commutative law, a into b equals to b into a, for all a b belongs to real number. This relation hold. This is the second law for multiplication of real numbers. Associative law also, a into b into c equals to what? A into b into c, for all a b c belongs to real number. Similarly, existence of identity. If we multiply 1 for into each real number, that means a into 1 equals to 1 into a equals to a. That means 1 is the real number, and this is the existence of identity. Okay, the real number 1 is called multiplicative identity, and the property is called property of 1. Now existence of inverse. If we take a into b equal to b into a, okay, the corresponding to each real number a, where a does not equals to 0, remember it, there exists another real number b such that a into b equals to b into a equals to 1. That means b is called reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of a. It's usually written as 1 by a. Then we b equals to what? 1 by a. From here, b equals to what? 1 by a. This is why 1 by a is called multiplicative inverse or reciprocal for b. So these are the main properties of real number. Now, what is prime number actually? What is prime number? A number is greater than 1 is called a prime number if it has only two factors, namely 1 and the number itself. What is actually? Understand everybody? A number is greater than 1 is called a prime number if it has only two factors, namely 1 and the number itself. Suppose the prime numbers up to 100, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, and 97. These all are prime number because it can be divisible by 1 and by itself only. Okay, it can be divided by 1 and by itself because it cannot be represented as two factors. That means suppose 8 equals to what? 4 into 2. Okay, we cannot represent these numbers like this: 4 into 2, 3 into 5, or 5 into 6, etc. Okay, that means this number cannot be divided by, can only divided by 1 and by itself. That means these numbers cannot be divided by other than 1 and by itself. Understand everybody? These types of number is called actually prime number. Now, what is actually complex number? You must know. Then the number of the type a plus b, ib types number is called complex number, where a and b are real numbers. That means there are two parts, real parts a and another imaginary part b. And this whole part a plus ib types number is called what? Complex number. And c plus id another complex number. Okay, c plus id another complex number. That means this it can be represented as z equals to a plus ib. Okay, z, this is the z1 and this is the z2, another complex number. So c plus id another complex number. So operation on complex number, if addition, if we take the addition of two complex numbers z1 plus z2, That means a plus ib plus c plus id. Then it will be another complex number. If we take subtraction, if we take subtraction of these two complex number z1 minus z2, then it can be written as a minus c plus I common b minus d, and it will be another complex number. That means subtraction of any two complex number will be another complex number. Now if we take multiplication, a plus ib into c plus di, that means a into c, ac, and add a into di, bi into c, bi into di. That means remember it, I square equals to minus 1. I square equals to what? Minus 1. I square equals to minus 1 from where? This. And this is the actually x square plus 1 equals to 0, x square equals to minus 1, because you must know this is not real. It has no real solution, because there is no numbers which and there is no number whose square is negative. In this real in our real world, there is no numbers whose square is negative. This is why this x equals to root over minus 1 is not real number. That means it is not real roots. This is the imaginary roots. Remember, it can be represented as I equals to what? Root over minus 1. That means I square equals to what will be? I square what will be? Minus 1 only. Square root will be cancelled then. I square equals to minus 1. I is the imaginary unit of complex number. So if we take multiplication of any two complex number, then it will give another complex number. That means AC. Here I square equals to minus 1. This is why BD, BI and DI, BD I square. So I square equals to minus 1. This is why I square cancelled from BD. AC minus BD real part and AD plus BC imaginary part. So it is also another complex number. And division also, A plus BI first complex number divided by second complex number. This equals to taking C minus DI on both numerator and denominator. We can write A plus B into A minus B formula, A square minus B square. But I square DI whole square means what? D square I square. So D square I square equals to minus 1. Okay. This is why only minus 1 into minus what? Plus C square plus D square. So dividing by C square plus D square in two parts, we get AC plus BD divided by this and BC minus ID divided by this. This is the real part and this is imaginary part. So it is also complex number. That means three plus twice I first complex number, 5 minus thrice I second complex number. That means 3 plus twice I divided by 5 minus thrice I equals to what will be? If we take 5 plus thrice I in both numerator and denominator, then this will become a formula, A plus B into A minus B. Okay, A square minus B square formula. That means 5 whole square minus thrice I whole square. Thrice I whole square means what? 9I square. Then after multiplication of this, 3, 5, 15, 3, 3I, what? 9I, and 2 into thrice I, 6I square. I square means minus 1. Okay. So we get 9 plus 19I divided by 25 plus 9. I square equals to minus 1. Okay. So I square equals to minus 1. I square equals to minus 1 will be the formula. So 25 plus 9 equals to 34. So 9 by 34 and 19I by 34 will be the another complex number. That means after division, we can write as a complex number. So find the square root of 6 plus 8 root over minus 1. You must know, we have to find out the square root of this. Let us consider square root of 6 plus 8I equals to A plus IB. This square root over 6 plus 8I equals to A plus IB. Remember it. This square root over not whole, just this part 6 plus 8I equals to A plus IB. Now squaring on both sides, 6 plus 8I equals to A plus IB whole square. A plus IB whole square means A plus B whole square formula. Okay, this one. Now real part and imaginary part. Real part here 6 and here real part what? A square minus B square. So equating real and imaginary part on both sides, A square minus B square equal to what? 6, equation number 1. And imaginary part what? AB. and here imaginary part 8. So divided by 2, we get only 4. So AB equals to what? 4. Now from here, and B square equals to 16 by A square. Just squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides, B square equals to 16. Putting the value of B square in equation 1, we get these values. Then A square equals to 8. So A square equals to, we get only 8. But another A square equals to minus 2 is not possible because this is not real number. This is the imaginary number. This is why the only acceptable solution, for acceptable solution, we get only A square equals to 8. So by substituting this in equation number 3, A square equals to 8, we get B square equals to what? B is 16 by 8. That means what? B square equals to 2. So root over 6 plus 8I equals to square root of this equals to plus minus root 8A plus IB. What was? A plus IB. Okay, this equals to A plus IB, complex number. Root 8 plus I root over 2. This is actually real number. Now the number system we have studied in this lecture. First of all, number systems are equal into two parts, real parts and imaginary parts. Okay, real number system, the first category is real numbers and imaginary numbers. Real number can be represented as R, and imaginary number I equals to root over minus 1. That means I square equals to minus number. This is the unit imaginary number, remember. Now real this is also categorized as a complex number, where real and imaginary part, both part are present. So this real number can be represented as two types. One is rational number, another is irrational number. We have studied about rational and irrational also. So rational are categorized as integers and fractions. Integers and fraction. Integer means whole numbers and fraction means A divided by B, C divided by D types numbers. So irrational number what? Non-repeating, non-terminating rational numbers is called irrational number. Root 2, pi, e, etc. numbers are irrational numbers. Now integers are two types, non-negative integers and negative integers. Negative integers, which one? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 dot dot up to minus infinity. And non-negative integers what will be? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 dot dot up to infinity. Now non-negative integers are two types. One is positive integers and other is 0. Positive integers is called natural number, remember it. Positive integers is called natural number. But these natural numbers also categorized are into two types. One is prime numbers, another is composite numbers, remember it. Opposite of prime number is called composite number. We must know about prime numbers. We have studied about prime numbers in this lecture. Now fraction means ratio which have a remainder. Okay, now fractions are also two types. One is decimal fraction, another is fractional or terminating or repeating fraction. Now decimal fraction are two types. One is terminating, another one is non-terminating or infinite or non-repeating fraction decimals. So this is the actually summarize of number systems we have studied in this lecture.
Sir, আমাদের next class শুরু হয়ে গেছে.
Okay, thanks to everybody. I hope everybody will study about this. Actually, this is an introduction to number systems, and I hope everybody will study about this chapter. Okay, thanks to everybody. Best wishes for you and for your next any exam of this. Thanks to everybody.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Namaskar. Okay, we are in introduction to number theory. Actually, number system. Number theory, or in old usage, arithmetic is a branch of pure mathematics devoted primarily to the study of the integers, and it is sometimes called the queen of mathematics. Remember it, number theory. and a number system is a part of a number theory. So sometimes number theory is called queen of mathematics because in everywhere we are using numbers. So this is the history, the historical notes on number theory. The first historical find of an arithmetical nature is a fragment of table, the broken clay tablet, Ligem 322 Larsa. This is from Google. And you must know about this formula. This is Pythagoras, Pythagorean triples, ABC, where ABC is called, can be written as q times square minus n square, b equals to twice mn, and c equals to n square plus m square. So actually Pythagoras is the main founder for this number theory because he discovered a square root over 2 which is irrational number. In previous in earlier we proved that a root over 2 is not a rational number. Okay. And number theory also it has a historical note on Aryabhatta, who discovered some important rules in number theory. And this is Alexandria. He has a great contribution to the number theory also. Now, types of numbers. What is counting number? Actually, natural number. Natural number is called counting number. Positive whole numbers excluding 0. This set 1, 2, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot. This whole set is called natural number or counting number. The number which is come from nature is called natural number or counting number. Now whole number, integers, this also positive integers. Positive integers including 0 is called integers. And integers means negative, positive, and 0 also is called integers. And rational number also, the fractional number is called rational number. And real numbers, numbers comprised all rational and irrational numbers is called real numbers. That means a real number means what? Rational and irrational all. And imaginary numbers, we already known about this. I is the imaginary numbers. And complex number, which can be written as a plus ib. Okay, is called complex number. And odd numbers and even numbers you must know. Odd numbers means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. That means twice k plus 1 and equals to twice k plus 1 types where k is an integer. First integer, suppose integer 0, k equals to 0, k equals to 1, k equals to 2, k equals to 3. Then we get all odd numbers for every k. And even numbers, 2 times of integers. Remember it. Prime number you must know. Then a natural number which is greater than 1 and has no positive divisors other than 1 and itself is called prime number. And composite numbers, opposite of prime number, that means which has common factor. 4, 2, 6, 8, 9, 10, etc. composite number, because 4 means 2 multiply 2. 6 means what? 3 multiply 2. That means it has it has positive divisors. This is why it is called. Now what is perfect number? A positive integer that is equal to the sum of the proper positive divisors. That is the sum of its positive divisors excluding the number itself is called perfect number. Remember it. Very important definition of numbers, perfect numbers. Some examples are 6. Actually, 6 has divisors 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that means 1, 2, and 3. From 6 we get these 3 divisors, and if we add 1 plus 2 plus 3, then we get the original number 6. This is why it is perfect number. Similarly, 28, which is that which numbers are the divisors? 1, 4, 7, and 12 also, 2 also, 14 also. This is why if we add all divisors, then we get the sum will be equal to 28. And this is the example of perfect numbers actually. And types of numbers in symbols, we used these: R for rational numbers, Q for R for real numbers, Q for rational numbers, and for natural numbers or counting numbers, and W for whole numbers, Z for integers, and Z plus will be positive integers, and Z minus will be negative integers. And we have a chart in this in earlier. So actually, what is irrational number? You must know irrational number. Irrational numbers are any numbers that cannot be expressed as a quotient of two integers. That means the numbers cannot be expressed as p by q. Okay, if we can express any numbers as p by q, then it will be rational number. Okay, examples of irrational number: root over 2, root over 30, etc. To determine whether a principal root is a rational or irrational number, we have to determine the radic is a perfect and power or not. If it is, then the root of irrational number, otherwise rational. That means this is irrational number, and this is rational number because it can be represented as p by q. Remember it. But it cannot be represented as p by q, where q is greater than 0 and pq have no common divisors. So this is irrational numbers, and this is rational numbers, and this also irrational number. So this is the example. Root over 9 equals to 16. Root over 16 equals to what? 4. And root over 25 equals to what? 5. So root over 9 lies between 4 and 5. Okay. Root over 9 lies between 4 and 5. Therefore, root over 9 is between 4 and 5. So this is actually an example of perfect square, that is less than to the given and greater to it. And you can evaluate this. You can estimate each square root to the nearest 10 like this. Now, what is number line and absolute value? Yeah, this is homework for you. You can use Google and different books for this. What is absolute value and what is a number line? And this will be homework for you. Now find the square root of, actually this is the square root of 6 plus 8 root over minus 1. Root over minus 1 is the actually unit imaginary number, and this is equals to I, because I square equals to minus 1. So 6 plus 8 root over minus 1 can be written as 6 plus 8i. So let us consider square root of this. Square root of this equals to x plus iy. X plus iy. This is a complex number. Remember it. Real part and imaginary part. Now squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides, we get this line. Then square and root and square will be cancelled. 6 plus 8i equals to, and this is a plus b whole square formula. Square plus twice ab plus b square. Okay. So I square equals to what? Actually minus 1. Remember it. Because I equals to root over minus 1. This is why we get x square minus y square equals to twice y. Now equating real and imaginary part. Equating real and imaginary part on both sides. Both sides we get. So this is the real part in left hand side 6, and in right hand side real part what? X square minus y square. So x square minus y square equal to 6. Real part equals to real part. number equation 1, and imaginary part equals to imaginary part. Okay, twice xy equals to 8i, because this is equal sign. This is why real part and imaginary part will be equal. Now this equals to 8i, I will be cancelled from both sides by dividing by on both sides. Now twice xy equals to 8 and xy equals to 8 by 2, that means 4. So xy equals to 4. Now squaring on both sides, we get x square y square equal to 16. So y square equal to 16 by x square. Then putting the value of y square in equation 1, we get this. So after solving, taking LCM and by cross multiplication, we get this. Now factorizing and solving for x, we get 2 factors, x square minus 8 into x square plus 2, middle term factor. Okay, either this equals to 0 or x square plus 2 equals to 0. So x square equals to 8, that means x equals to plus minus root over 8. But x square equals to minus 2. This is not acceptable because there is no real number whose square is negative. There is no real number in this world, in the universe. You won't get any real number whose square is negative. This is why this cannot be possible. That means inadmissible. So only acceptable value is x equals to plus minus 8. So we get another one, x square minus y square equals to, x square minus y square equals to what was 6. Okay, from equation 1. From equation 1 we get this. So x square equals to what? Plus minus 8 root 8 whole square. That means 8 minus y square equal to 6. So y square equals to what? Plus minus root over 2. So the required square root is what was? X plus iy. Okay, x plus iy. So putting x values and y values, we get these values. X plus iy values, what will be? Plus minus root 8 plus I root over 2. This is the required result.